All right, switching gears from a team that's been very promising to a team that, for lack of a better word, has been very shit. Let's talk about the Golden State Warriors, man. I think when it comes down to it, Steve Kerr, what is he like? How many rings does he have in total? Like 12? Something like that. Five as a player. Oh, no, he's got nine, right? Because he did, yeah. I think he won three with Chicago. So five. Yeah, so he's got five as a player. They're at four, right? Because two, yeah, they're at four. Yeah, nine. So, Steve Kerr, by all accounts, is one of the most successful person in basketball history. But man, I just get this whiff of he's the participation kid that's getting a dose of reality. When you're doing the group projects and you're contributing, your friends contributing, the class nerd is maybe contributing a bit, but then you got that one dude that's just kind of scrolling on his phone. Right now, the NBA season, this is the presentation, and the teacher has called on Steve Kerr, the participation kid in this instance, to present. And I think by all accounts, he's blundered a lot of things. And, even to just take a step back, when we look at when he came into this job, let's look at it. Steve Kerr inherited a battle ready Warriors team by all accounts. They ranked 12th in offense, they were 4th in defense, and they lost a 7-game series against a very good Clippers team. By all accounts, a lot of people thought, they had all the pieces to do it. And this is also Steph coming off his first All-Star appearance, a budding Klay Thompson, a young, hungry Draymond Green, versus now. I think when it comes down to it, Father Time has come to collect. Because, when you think about it even now, stemming back from after the 2019-20, where they went to the finals, obviously, I think the Warriors have just botched everything since the KD signing. When you look at it, choosing Draymond's side in the KD beef, allowing Draymond to be outspoken to the level he is, and just allow a lot of like the non-basketball stuff, like play wise. I'm not talking about off the court, and just overall the draft things. Because man, big one obviously is James Wiseman, but I also look at Kuminga and Moody, and they chose them over guys like Franz Wagner, Alperen Şengün, Trey Murphy III. And, Jalen Johnson's a bit of like an asterisk because this is the first year where he's really shown out. But, it's just been the overall botching of like, it's similar to Icarus. They flew a little too close to the sun. They tried to have their cake and eat it too by developing and competing at the same time. And now they're just stuck in this hole. Even when we think about the dynasties, the Bulls, as soon as like their young guy was like BJ Armstrong, who was like 25, 26 during that time. The Spurs, they after Tim Duncan and all that stuff, we're seeing it now. They haven't been able to really get it going. They have obviously Wemby, and then when we look at like, yeah, I think what you should look at it, I agree. There's nowhere in shape or form where there was like a cluster of young guys, not necessarily one guy, because would you consider Rondo as like, he's also maybe like an asterisk as well, just because Rondo was so far surpassing basketball IQ wise than anybody in his age range. But yeah, sorry, that's just to like add relevancy to your point of there's no developing. And let's talk about it, man. The main reason they lost that Denver game was because there was no Kuminga. When when you have like a guy like Jokic who, Jokic I think has evolved into being a solid defender, but we still know that if you get the switch on him at the point at the top of the key, 9 times out of 10 that's a blow by. And when you have a guy like Jonathan Kuminga that has all the prowess, all the ability to be, a guy that is one of the best slashers when it comes down to it. It's insane. Absolutely insane. The big problem with this team is just them buying in and just the rotations. Because I mean, Clay, prior to him revealing that him and Steve had a nice heart to heart, and just trying to get Clay to realize he wants to enjoy the back nine. Uh, it's hard when you have a guy like Clay who's still trying to chase that all-star form versus coming to terms with being more of a vet slash mentor. I think him getting to that space is, a good step in the right direction in terms of righting this ship. And you already mentioned as well, when you have a first ballot Hall of Famer who's probably, ever since he started playing basketball, never been a bench guy, and all of a sudden you're asking him to mold into that, it's going to take some time. And at 39 years old, that's time he really doesn't have. And we already touched on Kuminga. Like, in my opinion, I think a trade would be something that boosts them back into contention. But I think as it is right now, the Warriors are just a few tweaks away from being a playoff team. Not necessarily a championship team, but a team that can be in that top six for sure. Because, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of good talent on this team. Because, I mean, Trace Jackson Davis has been a nice little diamond in the rough. We've already talked about Podziemski a lot on the pod. But there's just this, there's a lack of consistency, not only from like player performance standpoint, but then how we've talked about a lot here, Kerr and his rotation. So, I think the big thing they definitely need would be size. Pascal adds to that. But, I also would like to see them maybe try to get a guy like, I think Daniel Gafford could really contribute well to this team. The rim pressure he brings, his ability to rebound. They just need to they need to have somebody taller on this team than 6'9". And that's something they don't have right now.